Hey guys, it's Dawn again coming at you from my kitchen table in Texas. I know it has been a very long time. It's been, what, 3-4 weeks? It's been a long time. I think my last video was July 22nd. I have sat down several times to record and ready to do this. And my spirit just said no. I don't know what it was, but there was a hesitation in my spirit to do it. And to tell you the truth, I can speculate, but I have no idea what it was until about 4 days ago. It was like I was released to go back. It was time again to go back, and I don't know why. But the Father has given me peace to start doing these again, and I don't. And I can't tell you why. I don't know if somebody was looking for me. I don't know if somebody was looking for something in particular. I cannot tell you. But there was a hold on this to not do it. So there you have it. I'm glad to be back. I'm grateful that Father has released me in order to do these again, because I missed y'all. I've missed y'all. The emails at bridesoftheharvest@yahoo.com. I missed y'all. So anyway, we've got to get back to Matthew 18:21 through 35, and I left off at 27 last time, I think. And when you talk about 28 and 29, this video, Father has also been giving me dreams that I need to share, and I will be recording those here in the near future. But I want to warn you that you may be hearing something, and that is our bird. We have a white dove that adopted us about 10 years ago. And no, 8 years ago. Nope, 10 years ago. And she, I have her inside. We usually keep her on the back porch, in the screened-in porch, but the pest control guy came today, and we told them that we didn't want the spray in the backyard because it's deadly to birds, and you're supposed to keep your bird up for 24 hours. But I told them I don't even want to take that chance, don't even spray. But I wanted to play better safe than sorry, so I brought Lily Bird in. And so she is, so she's in her inside cage over here at the end of the table, and when I talk, she thinks I'm talking to her. And so she coops, and she flutters around. So Lily Bird will be at the side today while I'm talking about forgiveness. So anyway, it's not my stomach like last time. So anyway, that's Lily Bird. She'll be joining us today from the side. You won't see her, but you'll hear her, I'm sure. So anyway, Matthew 18, verse 28. Last time we left off with the servant's response when he was forgiven that impossible debt of the 10,000 talents. A talent is a measure of gold weighing 58 to 80 pounds. And this servant owed 10,000 of them, which averaged out estimated amount of 60 million days' wages. 60 million days' wages, y'all. Goodness. That's a lot. We owe a lot. Our debt to sin, being born into sin, that is a huge price to pay. It's huge. And the only thing we have is to trust in the grace and mercy of the forgiveness of that debt. Otherwise, we will be thrown to the tormentors. And trust me, as someone who has experienced the tormentors in outer darkness, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. When you're sitting in outer darkness and you're thinking about your life, the past, what anybody and everybody has ever done to you is going to seem this big. Wasn't expecting to do this. It's going to seem this big compared to the chilling, horrific, mocking tormentors in outer darkness. In hindsight, it's not going to make a hill of beans. So I ask you to guard your heart. So anyway, I wasn't expecting to go there, but the Father knows best. Amen. So let me read you verse 28 real quick. And I think we probably need to do 28 and 29, and then we'll do 30 next time. But 28 says, "But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii, and he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, 'Pay me what you owe.'" Verse 29, "So his fellow servant fell down at his feet, begged him, saying, 'Have patience with me, and I will pay you all.'" So back to verse 28. "But that same servant, the one who was originally forgiven, the one whom the master sought out, wanting to forgive, wanting to settle accounts, wanting to have a relationship, but this was between them, wanting to settle an account with compassion. He was wanting to settle an account. So here's this servant who was forgiven 60 million days' wages, found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. Now, a denarii is a silver coin, and according to my husband, that's my source, it's about 16 cents. A silver coin worth 16 cents. So 100 denarii, 100 denarii, that's 16 bucks. Now, that may be a lot of money. I'm on a fixed income, so I get that. That was a lot of money to him, but in comparison, do you see the metaphor? $16 compared to 60 million days' wages. $16, 10,000 talents. I want you to see the difference here. But what I also want you to see, because this is all metaphor, what I also want you to see is this guy went out and took this dude by the throat. Took him by the throat. This original servant was brought to the master, but this guy was aggressive. He just was forgiven 60 million days' wages, and he turns right around. He goes out. I can just hear da 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 da. You know that Wizard of Oz song. He's just going out and finds this dude, takes him by the throat. I mean, that's something you see on cable. Or what was that show? I don't even know if it's still going on, that Jerry Springer show or something like that. I mean, that's just preposterous. That is just so undignified. Grabbed him by the throat and said, "Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. You owe me $16. Not even remembering that he and his family and everything he owed was about to be sold, and they were going to be thrown to the tormentors until he could pay. He forgot in an instant because of how it affected him, what was owed to him. I'm owed $16. I'm not denying that that's not a lot of money in that day and time to somebody who's not a king. But when you compare the amounts, it's shocking, the heart response. His response by taking him by the throat, just shows complete lack of grace, lack of mercy, which he was shown by the master. Complete lack of understanding. Took him by the throat. So let's read 29. So his fellow servant fell down at his feet, begged him, saying, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you all." Same exact response that this dude did to the servant, to the king, to the master. Same exact response. Look at this. Fell down at his feet. And it's the same humbling, physical humbling, as the first servant. It's the same thing. Begged him fervently and with a genuine cry. Begged him. It was fervent. Have patience with me. Petitioned him for grace and mercy. He petitioned him. Have patience with me. Have patience with me. I will pay you all. He acknowledged as well that he had a debt to pay, just like the first servant. So look, his same response physical, words, acknowledgement, heart. It's all the same as the first servant. But look at this, the first servants, the forgiven servant. Look at his response to something so small, comparatively speaking. Let's go to verse 30. I can't help it. We got to go to verse 30. And the servant said, and the servant who took him by the throat, he would not. Complete lack of compassion. He didn't want to forgive. He wanted the sum. He wanted the money. He didn't want to offer compassion. He didn't want to offer grace and mercy. This dude was just forgiven 10,000 talents, 60 million days' wages. Took this dude by the throat for $16. The guy begged him the exact same words. And the guy wouldn't. And he would not. But went and threw him into prison till he should pay the debt. He didn't want to have patience. He didn't want to have compassion. He threw him into prison. When the original servant was forgiven, he was released. He was freed. He was released. The one who owed $16 was thrown into prison, bondage, chains. So how many times, y'all, brothers and sisters, and I've done it, and you know what, come to think of it, I did it about 9-10 days ago with my husband, and boy, did Father convict me. I was being a hypocrite. I felt justified because I thought my feelings and how he treated me were greater than what he did and how I treated him. How arrogant and prideful is that? Boy, did I get a spanking. Boy, did I get some chastening by the Holy Spirit, and I'm glad. I had to apologize to my husband. I was just sick to my stomach until he came home. That the words that I spoke to him were from the pit of hell. They were vile. And I had to release the arrows of my vileness to him. I had to ask for forgiveness. I had to come out of agreement with him. Because what he did is nothing into comparison. Has compared nothing with what I did with the sin, being born into this world, my debt to sin. So how many times, and I know you gals are going to understand what I'm talking about, how many times do we keep our husbands or our family members, our children, our parents, or whatever, people in prison for what they did? Love doesn't take into account a wrong suffered. How many times do we say, yeah, I forgive you. Sure, I forgive you. I love you, and I've been forgiven so much. But then we bring it up with little sarcasms, little bitterness biting. Yeah, but you did this. We bring it up again. Thank you, Lily. How many times do we do that? Does that mean we've really forgiven? Think about it. We're holding them in prison. And some of you are probably saying, good, they deserve it. So what servant does that make you? 10 days ago, I was acting like the servant who went and grabbed this guy by the neck. That was me. And when I think about what I did to my groom, he's my best friend. My best girlfriend is she's just tremendous. Miss her and I love her. But my husband is my best friend. And it makes me sick to my stomach when I think about what I did, when I reacted in pride, because how dare you hurt me? I deserve more than that. Man, Whew, boy, Father isn't having any of that. So I get to use it as a Romans 8:28. We're going to be hurt in this world. We're going to be hurt. People say horrible things, whether they mean to or not. We're going to be hurt in this world physically. We're going to be hurt in this world mentally. We're going to be hurt. We're going to be persecuted. But it's our response. It's our response to it. When we get it out of biblical perspective is when it becomes unfruitful and it becomes a prison and it becomes vile. And then you have the root of bitterness. What good is that? If the salt loses its flavor, what good is it? So I think I'm supposed to leave you with this. We'll do 31 next time. When I compare what my rapist did to me, what my birth parents did to me, I can look back now knowing and having experienced outer darkness that it is nothing. And I'm going to say something graphic here. So mamas, I'm going to be graphic here. So mamas, be careful here. When someone tries to rip out your soul through your uterus, something so horrific and chilling to where you disassociate from your body and you watch it happen while you lay limp, and you can smell the sulfur, the evil that's happening to you, and you see him scoop you up, when you've experienced that, and I can still smell that sulfur smell today, but I can also vividly remember outer darkness. I can honestly say the debt that I owed, that got paid for me, and all I had to do was acknowledge it and petition for grace and mercy, the debt that I owed doesn't compare. If I held on to the bitterness and to the unforgiveness, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. When you're sitting in outer darkness and you're thinking of all these things in your past, it's not worth it. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So look at the two differences. 60 million days wages, y'all, as opposed to $16. Yeah, $16 hurts. I'm a proud member of AARP. I'm on a fixed income. I know when it can sting. But a sting is different from an inferno and complete void blackness. You can forgive a sting knowing what you've been forgiven over here. So my prayer for you is that will you choose to want. I want to forgive. It ain't going to be easy. I want to forgive. Because I know what I've been forgiven, and I know if I don't, I'm going to be thrown into outer darkness. I'm going to be given to the tormentors until I pay off. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. So anyway, we're at 19 minutes, and this is going way too long. Once again, darn it, I meant to cut this one short, but I missed you guys. So stay tuned for some more videos coming up about some dreams and redirections for me, prioritizing, if I can spit it out. But just know that I love you. He loves you. He wants to take care of it. Trust the I am. Trust I am. Trust I am. Let him take care of it. Just because you don't see it being taken care of doesn't mean he hasn't seen, doesn't see, and that it won't be taken care of. Trust that justice will prevail. His very foundation of his throne is righteousness and justice. So love you guys, and just remember, it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it is the honor of kings to search it out. Search him out while he still may be found, especially if you're walking in the wilderness right now. Don't give up. You're in the wilderness because he wants to talk to you. You just have to be broken so you'll be ready to hear what he has to say. So I love you guys. I'm going to go now. Talk to you later. Say bye, Lily Bird. Okay, bye.